Valdebedas, the Real Madrid training ground, hundreds of children practice with the dream of becoming football stars. La Fábrica, as it's known to the Real Madrid squad, has historically been one of the best academies in the country. Few know it better than Luis Miguel Ramis. He spent 10 years training young talents, occupying the dugout for the under-16s, 18s and Real Madrid Castilla sides. In this decade at the club, he saw several players succeed in the first team, such as Carvajal, Nacho and the promising Mariano.
El Madrid tiene una grandísima cantera. Es verdad que la exigencia.
Real Madrid have a great academy. It's true that the level of demand for the club, because of its history, is different from that of other clubs. These levels of demand can lead to more or fewer players reaching the first team.
Más jugadores o menos en el primer equipo.
All of us who have worked there have wanted the kids to become players. Of course, we want them to get into the first team if possible. Some of them do that. Other times they get minutes with other clubs and then return. And that's happened with a lot of the players. And other times they leave and become professional footballers elsewhere. That also fulfills part of our objective.
Years ago, in 1992, Ramis made the journey from youth ranks to first team at Real Madrid. He was part of the first team for 2 seasons.
I came through late in terms of age. I didn't train with the academy, although I played for Castilla. But I was 20 years old, and within a few months of being at Castilla, I got the call up for the first team. There were injury problems in the squad. I could help in the positions where there were these deficiencies. And I was fortunate enough to coincide with Benito Floro. He's a coach I trust. He'd seen me at Castilla and knew I could perform. That's where my journey began. In the first team, I coincided with the famous title wins in Tenerife, which didn't help us young players to show we could do the job at the club.
Coincidentally, Tenerife would be the next stop in his career.
It was a good decision. In 2 years, I played almost 60 matches. They were probably my best years in football. I scored 6 or 7 goals in the first division, and a team that was struggling to remain in the top flight managed to get into the UEFA Cup.
Por mantenerse en la primera división, conseguimos meterlo en la Copa de la UEFA, ¿no?
And after another short 1-year stopover at Sevilla, Ramis would join Deportivo in the summer of 1997.
It's where I spent most time. I was there for 4 years, and it was an extraordinary experience, especially because of the possibility of experiencing a LaLiga title win. The first year and part of the second year I had little more continuity, but then I had an injury. I had to undergo surgery. I was out for 5 or 6 months. That affected me a bit. At 27, 28 years old, it broke down the good momentum I had. However, that was compensated with that Liga title. We were able to enjoy that with the fans.
Se compensa con esa liga que, bueno, al deportivismo le supo a Gloria y a nosotros por poder disfrutarla con ellos. En los partidos el equipo transmitía unas sensaciones que conectaban.
In the games, the team conveyed a connection with the whole city and with much of Spain, who'd been waiting for a team with those characteristics to do something big.
conseguir algo importante.
We received a lot of affection everywhere we went, because from time to time people also like to see a team who challenge the two big clubs, because it happens so rarely.
Le gusta que aparezca un equipo que dé guerra a los dos grandes, porque sucede pocas veces, ¿no?
Finally, Luis Miguel Ramis would end his time in the elite of Spanish football at LaLiga Santander. After passing through several teams in the second and third divisions, he definitively hung up his boots in 2006 to begin his coaching career at Real Madrid.
There have been many clubs, many circumstances, many good moments and many experiences that in the end enrich you, to be able to define a little bit what you want from your dressing room.
At the end of last season and after 10 years at La Fábrica, Ramis left the Madrid academy. That decade there allowed him to coach with the dream of succeeding one day at the highest level.
Regardless of whether we have not yet found or not been given the opportunity to coach a team, we've received only good reports about our work during all these years. That means it's only a matter of time. We've got patience. We're taking advantage of our time to define our ideas. The opportunity will come, I'm convinced that we'll make the most of it.